a KQED television production.
And everybody say, Oppa!
Check Please Bay Area is made possible by the members of KQED and by
Safe Catch Elite Wild Tuna. Great for athletes, kids, and pregnancy. Safe Catch tests each and every fish for mercury. Available at nearby stores. Walmart Global E-Commerce, with small, agile work teams, is focused on big data, engineering, and e-commerce innovations. Careers available at walmartlabs.com. Sutter Health CPMC, investing in community care for more than 150 years, including 2 new smart hospitals. Your city, your hospital. CPMC2020.org.
Natural Mattress Systems from European Sleepworks, working to improve comfort and wellness for over 40 years. European Sleepworks in Berkeley, online at sleepworks.com. Oakland International Airport, now with flights all over the world. iFlyOAK.com. IRG has over 250 types of natural stone choices in stock today. IRG in Brisbane and Dublin, or at marblecompany.com.
Hi, I'm Leslie Sabraco. Welcome to Check Please Bay Area, the show where regular Bay Area residents review and talk about their favorite restaurants. Now we have 3 guests, and each one recommends one of their favorite spots, and the other 2 go check them out to see what they think. In this episode, we take a quick jaunt outside the city to rediscover the inspiring flavors of the Bay Area. Whether it's from south of France or south of the border or even Northern California, we're set to tour these local culinary gems once again. From Season 2, CPA and money man Steve Kameroff escapes his calculator and counts the miles to his destination restaurant. He retreats to this peaceful hideaway reminiscent of Provence for romantic dinners, garden views, and clean, expressive flavors. It's in Ross in Marin County, and it's called Marche aux Fleurs.
The inspiration for the restaurant is the farmers markets in the south of France. We go to our farmers markets here in San Rafael twice a week, and we've built great relationships with most of the local farmers to supply us with top produce, peak of ripeness. Everything's hand selected. We form the menu based on what we see at the market and what is coming into the market.
Dan and I both feel that the wine list at Marche aux Fleurs is as important as the menu. So when we select the wines, we have a few qualifiers before a wine makes it onto the list. The first is the wine needs to be delicious. The second is it needs to be family owned and operated. So we don't carry any corporately owned wines. Every time we go away and come back again, we feel so fortunate to be here in Marin with the gorgeous patio during the summer, and during the winter we close the doors and cozy up in the beautiful intimate dining room.
Steve, this is a bit of Provence in Marin County, isn't it?
It is. It's a quaint outdoor space. It has indoor and outdoor space, but there's just an open air feel to it. You feel like you're in the south of France. They get all of their vegetables, all their meats are organic. They're from the area. They don't overdo the cooking. They let the food shine, the ingredients shine.
Did you enjoy your experience there?
The pressure was on. It was my first anniversary. And I'd had the stomach flu for weeks, and I hadn't eaten anything, and I was really saving up for this. And it met my every expectation. The setting was lovely, and high marks for any restaurant that makes that much of an effort to work with local foods. We had a wonderful experience. Most of the dishes were very clean, authentic. Couple of little off spots, a little bit too heavy on the grains. But for the most part, I thought the vegetables really spoke. The meats were very well chosen, and the service was extremely sensitive. We had a lovely experience there.
And what were some of your standout dishes?
One of my favorites was probably my appetizer. It was a salad of grilled peaches, prosciutto,
Really good.
Point raised blue cheese and hazelnuts. Yes. It was just absolutely wonderfully
sweet,
done.
salty.
We had that one.
Sweet and salty. It's a summer classic. It suited, the temperature and my mood. And the peach was rather huge, and the grill marks were somewhat aggressive. That's a small criticism.
I don't know, but with a little rosé, everything tastes great, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Little Vandal.
Yeah, and also high marks for the wine list, which I think was also, just like the service, sensitive, very well chosen, enough explanation, but all, not overbearing.
And owners Dan and Holly Baker are trained as sommeliers, both of them.
Yeah,
so
you
it
could
is
feel
an
that
award-winning wine list.
Yes, and their pairing suggestions were excellent too.
Right.
And what I liked was that they had an extensive half-bottle menu. So we got carried away and we kept ordering, a half bottle with the salad, half bottle with the appetizer.
And how many were there? 2 of you?
And they're going, oh, you're having a lot of fun here, aren't you?
Well, that's the joy of half bottles, is that you can try a couple of different whites. You can have a sparkling maybe, you can have a red.
My favorite was the first thing I had, which was a medjool date appetizer, and it was medjool dates stuffed with a pecorino cheese and wrapped in a applewood smoky bacon. And oh my gosh, talk about the sweet and the salty together. Oh, with the creamy cheese in the middle. When they brought those and I started eating them, I said, I don't even want to go anywhere else. Just let me bring me 5 or 6 orders of these, and I'll sit here all night and eat this.
You've died and gone to France.
Oh,
right.
I felt the same way about the gnocchi. Really, I mean, I loved my my appetizer salad, but the gnocchi with English peas and morels. Normally, I go into whose potatoes in the gnocchi? Where did the cream come from? And peas are kind of at the end of the season.
You're a tough customer, Haven.
I don't care.
I think go by.
Yeah,
but they were heavenly little clouds.
They were perfect.
So, Steve, you've clearly made these 2 women very happy.
Apparently, yeah.
very, very happy. So next time
place.
you're going to have to pay to take them back again.
There you go.
You have to tell your fiance, I'm sorry, I'm going to take the other 2 women. When you go, do you have a favorite dish, or is it you love to explore and try different things?
So this time I explored, but there are some things I really love. So they've in the past done a shellfish escargot. Now it's kind of morphed into a point raised clams escargot style. So they bring out a escargot plate, smother it in herbs and garlic and olive oil, and it just
I missed that.
Great, yeah. So they're known for that, I think. The BLT salad is something that's very common. I order it all the time. But the house-made pasta was the first time I tried that, and it was just outstanding. You could really taste just the pasta even, and it had so much flavor in it.
Anybody have dessert? Yes.
Yeah, we had several desserts.
I know.
We actually ordered the chocolate tart souffle. Somehow we always end up ordering one of those if it's on the menu. So we had that. We had a fruit crisp, which was excellent as well. I think we had one more, but I can't remember what it was because I think the chocolate just kind of stood out for me.
The molten chocolate cake. Oh. That was my favorite. Yeah,
mine wasn't molten. That was the only part of the food that I'd have to give slightly the marks. We had the same dessert. I wanted the Scharfenberger. I wanted that flavor profile, and I wanted a molten cake, and there was nothing whatsoever molten about it.
It was just it was all cake and no.
It was all
no
cake
lava
and
in
no
there.
lava. Yeah, I was quite surprised.
You mentioned the service. Well-paced, well-timed.
Just exemplary and sensitive. Whenever we really needed her, she was there, and most of the time we didn't. You could have a wonderful, intimate conversation. I dread this in American restaurants, that you're just at the peak of either the bite of what's in your mouth, or you're really having in a very intense moment of connection in your conversation, and the server tromps up, plants himself in front of you and says, "Is everything all right?" Yeah.
So lock him in the bathroom.
Yeah. So the service was incredibly sensitive to our moods and paces, and I would like to see her again and everyone in there. I can't say enough good about it.
Everything is just so fresh and so tasty that you're willing to pay for it. I think I could have gotten out of there a lot cheaper if I hadn't had all those half bottles of wine.
Well, they're just little. See,
yes, I know.
And parking is a breeze here. Not a worry there.
Yeah. Carbon footprint is high. If you drive from Oakland, you probably have to buy carbon offsets for the trip if you want to be truly green. But.
Well, this is your restaurant, Steve. So tell people why they need to head to Ross.
For a quaint, fresh local ingredients, well prepared, there's just no better place to go. They do everything with a thoughtful mind.
Laura?
I can't wait to go back for the next season. I'm going to go in the fall and try the seasonal bounty. I would go there. And one thing I did like about it is that I was the youngest person at the restaurant that evening, so that really made me feel good.
And Haven?
In Provence, I bet they do serve local, seasonal, sustainable cuisine, and they pulled it off in Ross. How impressive.
If you'd like to try Marche aux Fleurs, it's at Ross Common in Marin County. The telephone number is 415-925-9200. It's open for dinner Tuesday through Saturday. Reservations are recommended, and the average tab per person without drinks is around $45. Technology trainer and support specialist Scott Phillips from Season 6 sets all things professional aside to savor classic dishes with a modern flair at his Danville eatery. The menu changes with the seasons, and it's always perfectly presented and prepared with local ingredients at the Peasant the Pear.
My name is Rodney Worth. I'm with the Peasant the Pear in Danville. We specialize in the California Mediterranean cuisine, and we specialize in food that takes a lot of time and a lot of love. Our name, the Peasant the Pear, came about from peasant cuisine that we emphasize, and the pear orchards being in San Ramon in the Bishop Branch area was once the world's largest pear orchards. So we added the two together and we have the Peasant and the Pear. So our whole philosophy is simple food, taking really simple ingredients, cooking them perfectly, season them correctly, and serve them to you, and hope you're very happy. On our bar, it's a top shelf bar. All of our drinks are seasonal. We try to use the fresh fruits and vegetables of the season to create everything for our drinks. Our main drink is the Peartini, which has a salt roasted pear, and we make our own pear liqueur here. Our wine list is definitely California dominated, and we do pair up a lot of the sauces with the wines by the glass for each of the dishes. Our success is due to our customers. We do have a cult following, and they are the best to us. A lot of our diners are now our friends. They share holidays together, family, friends. This is a place that we have a lot of fun with, and we just have a great time being in Danville.
Now, Scott, you have been going to this place for quite a few years, right?
Yes, we discovered this back in 2006, shortly after they moved into a downtown Danville spot. And although I was a little reticent to recommend it because it's our little neighborhood spot, opening it up to the rest of the world, it's just going to make it harder to get in. But it's worth it. It's worth the drive.
That's right, you'll have clout now.
Yes. Right.
But you live in Danville, correct?
I do. And it's actually, I don't even have to drive. I can walk. It's within walking distance, which makes it nice as well.
You can stumble home.
Yes, thank you.
So what's your favorite dish?
Well, I would probably say the lamb shank. I think that's what they're most known for. As a matter of fact, I think our local Diablo magazine recently said it's one of the 101 things to eat before you die.
Ooh.
And it's just fall off the bone tender, slow cooked, and it's served on a bed of gorgonzola polenta. It is just melt in your mouth, delicious.
I'm hungry.
Yes.
Now, David, is the lamb shank, was that on your menu?
It was, well, it came with one in our group. It was like a Fred Flintstone kind of lamb shank. I mean, the table wanted to tip over when I got on there, and it was delicious. But, you know, one of the things that always bothers me is when you go to a restaurant and you order a pork chop. I hate it when the pork chop is overcooked and comes out like the bottom of my shoe. This pork chop got it just dead on right. It was nice and juicy and as promised. So that made it
We had that same
good.
experience with the pork chop. One of the diners that I was with had it, and it was by far the best dish. It was the perfect bite with all of the potatoes and the spinach and then the nectarine. It was grilled. It was so amazing. Like all together, it just...
Yeah, with a little demi-glace in there. That was good. It was a tasty dish.
Well, and another favorite of mine, they always have some type of a lasagna on the menu, and they make all their pasta in-house. It's fresh made. It's just creamy, just delicious. And this time they were serving an eggplant lasagna. And I don't usually steer towards vegetarian dish, obviously, if I eat the lamb shank. But if you have to go vegetarian, it's delightful. And it has, eggplant, and it's got ricotta.
But that's a rotating special that they have.
Exactly, it's a rotating, but there's always some type of lasagna on the menu.
And what else did you have with them?
We actually had some starters, which I would definitely go back just for the starters. We had the mussels and one of the flatbreads, and they were both so different, but it was, the mussels had this corn and the herbs and the wine broth, and it came with this grilled bread that you could just sop up all of the extra juice. So it was delicious.
Speaking, you said wine broth, and speaking of wine, they have to have one of the best priced wine lists in I think the entire Bay Area.
Loved the wine list. It was priced well, and the selections were good. It wasn't overwhelming, so that worked out real well.
And we went on a Sunday, and it's 50% off on all the bottles, so we just felt like we were being overly treated.
You got the $25 dinner, too.
It's a wonderful
deal. Prix-fixed dinner on Sundays.
$25 gets you a salad, an entree, and a dessert.
Well, and having been going there for several years, we've gotten to know Chef Rodney Worth and his staff and his family. And it's like going home every time we go in there, and he makes it a point. He wants it to be affordable. And considering Danville can be a kind of pricey area, it's a very reasonable menu, just excellent food for the price, I think.
So what else did you have?
We also had their dessert, their tart, so the pear tart, which they are.
Love the tart.
It was amazing. So it was the crispy crust.
Thank you.
I wasn't going to go down there, but okay if you want to.
Love the tart.
It was wonderful. Everything about it. Just the crust of it was really crispy and then soft inside with the pear, and it's caramelized. It was delicious.
I got to tell you, out of everything we had, that was actually the favorite of the whole meal, was that tart.
That's really good.
Love that tart. Tart was great. You're right, nice and crispy. The pear was good. The ice cream was nice.
Well, and they also have a lovely patio area in the back, and we went on a Sunday night as well, and just sitting out on the patio on a lovely summer evening, which we can get lovely summer evenings in Danville. But there's always a few dishes true to the name of the restaurant, Peasant The Pear. For example, we had the white cheddar fondue that's in a garlic rubbed pot, and it's always served with the crusty bread and with fresh pears.
And it used to be on a spot that was, I think, the largest pear orchard in the world.
That's right.
Or one of,
That's
certainly.
right.
So,
that's right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, Scott, this is your spot. Give us a quick wrap-up.
Well, it's definitely worth the trip to the East Bay, to Danville, to go to my favorite place, the Peasant The Pear in Danville. Chef Worth and his staff will make you feel like you're there for a Sunday dinner.
All right, and Ruth Ann?
I'll definitely return. I love that you can have a really warm meal in a great setting, fine food, delicious drinks, and good company.
Okay, and David?
Love the Sunday night dinner. Can't beat the pork chop. It was cooked perfectly.
If you'd like to try the Peasant and the Pear, it's on Harts Avenue at Diablo Road in Danville. The telephone number is 925-820-6611. It's open every day for lunch, dinner, and happy hour with brunch on Sunday. Reservations are recommended, and the average price for dinner is around $30. You won't find chimichangas and burritos on the menu at retiree Rafael Loparena's place in Sausalito. From Season 8, this restaurant offers only the true flavors and traditional dishes of Mexico. That combined with a great wine and a tequila selection and food that thrills the palate at Copita Tequileria y Comida.
I happen to love Mexican food, and after writing the tequila book, it was really logical to open up a Mexican restaurant. I wanted food that was light and fresh. I wanted the authentic flavors of Mexico. I'm Joanne Weir, and this is Copita. I happen to love tequila. When we started, we had about 60 or 70 tequilas. At this point, we have over 100. I really have put together the dream team, and I couldn't be happier. First of all, Gonzalo Rivera, my executive chef. Brian, he's the GM. All the cooks are Mexican, and they're fabulous.
My name is Gonzalo Rivera, and you're at Copita Tequileria y Comida, which means tequila and food. We use all the traditional chilies, spices, herbs, just the way we use in Mexico. Try to translate what I ate as a young child into our dining room. I use recipes from my grandma, my mom, and aunt, and I collaborate with Joanne. With her palate, which is great, we always come to one recipe that's always solid.
After a meal at Copita with the wonderful, authentic flavors, I love seeing people go out the door with a smile on their face. And of course, a couple of margaritas doesn't hurt either.
You've been going to this place for a while, and you drive, don't you? You drive to go there.
I've been there almost since the day it opened, over and over. It's a great place to go to on any day of the week. They do offer an incredible selection of tequilas. When you go for tequila, you get this incredible tapas of Mexican food. and the quality is unbelievable. It's just over the top on.
And it's Joanne Weir, who is a noted chef and fantastic chef and cookbook author.
If you don't
TV.
drink tequila, then you can order the Joanne Weir Chardonnay that she produces, and it's an award-winning wine as well.
And cocktails.
And cocktails.
They do have cocktails.
They do tequila cocktails.
Right.
You know.
Give me one of the dishes that it's your go-to dish that is so authentic that you feel like you're in Mexico.
Well, I think the birria de chivo, which is stewed goat meat. They're so tender and juicy and succulent with a cup of the broth of the meat itself when they cooked it in the barbacoa style with all the vegetables and herbs and salsa and everything. It's just like being in the heart of Mexico eating that dish.
I ordered the same thing.
You both said it. You both were like,
I ordered the same thing, and the difference with that birria is I live in the Mission District, and I'm surrounded literally by taquerias. Right. And the difference with this birria was I was so beautifully presented, and you could just tell what quality that went into.
That's the number one thing that they focus on.
Totally. And it was just so
They
good.
also use the baby goat, the large goat, because the large goat, the older goat is very tough.
Totally.
It has to be real young.
It was delicious. And I've had birria in Guadalajara with my michelada, which they do a michelada right. That birria was phenomenal. Now, I really wish that they wouldn't have made 3 tacos for me with it. I wish they would have just given it to me with maybe just one made, so that way I can do it myself and have the oregano with that you normally get with it.
I just didn't expect it to be in taco forms. But with that said, I love tacos. I have a blog about tacos.
And the flavor was fabulous.
And the flavor was fabulous. So whatever, you put it on taco form, whatever, it's still good.
You mentioned tacos. We had 4 different tacos. Tacos al pastor, the pork belly tacos, the Kobe beef tacos. You know, one of them that you probably never heard of before is the fried oyster tacos, dredged in polenta and deep fried, put in a taco with a tangy sauce. Oh, it's just you crunch and it's an explosion of flavors in your mouth. You know, you just can't go wrong with any taco.
And even more of a testament to tacos is the fact that their tortillas are handmade and just super good.
What other dishes did you have?
So I had the ceviche, and that was super beautiful, super fresh.
Which one did you try?
The mixto. That contains some lobsters, some scallops, and maybe some
sea bass.
Yeah, and it was just so good. Super fresh, and just really bright and beautiful, and
spicy and tasty.
No, yeah, but not overpowering, you know. And you just scoop it up with some chips and just crunch on it. It's so good.
We had the papas bravas.
That's the best.
They were phenomenal. The avocado crema on the outside. They sliced the jalapeno and they fried them. I was like, I am in heaven.
That's what you want to take to the movies for popcorn.
Yeah.
You know?
That's good. I'll have an order to go over there.
And my friend had the rotisserie chicken, and a lot of people don't seem to understand. It's like, yeah, you see it on the menu. That's actually very authentically Mexican. And it was rubbed with the guajillo chilies, which are fantastic, and that's actually what you use to make pozole, which I didn't see that. And you roast them right there. It was great.
The one thing that I do wish is that each dish was priced just $3 less. I think that...
Do you agree? You're shaking your
I
head.
agree. You just have to be mindful of your wallet and know that this is not your average Mexican restaurant.
There's no rice and beans here.
No. And I think that's actually where the value is. The value is in the authenticity, the fresh ingredients.
Absolutely.
And you definitely have to go for more of the authentic dishes.
What about milkshakes?
Oh, well, now you hit a very religious spot because they have a dessert that is the Oaxacan chocolate milkshake that is spiked with tequila. And they serve them with these little Mexican wedding cookies that have a little spike of chili pepper. You know? It's truly a drink of the gods.
I had the buñuelos for dessert. It was delicious.
Yes.
They were so light and fluffy. They were small, but you know, it's good enough to just pop in your mouth and just end your meal with them. And they use a flan sauce, which had coconut in it. I could have just licked that entire plate.
All right, give us your summary. This is
Copita is a tequileria per essence with a wonderful array of tequilas, but you'll come back and stay for the food over and over again. And it's a great value for the high quality Edo food that they serve.
All right, and Omar?
Super authentic Mexican food, great tacos, could be $3 less per plate, but I definitely go again.
All right, and Pauline?
This is real deal Mexican, and I love it. and I'm going to go back. I'm just going to make sure that my wallet is prepared. And that's okay. I mean, it's a fantastic experience.
Milkshakes for all!
Yeah, milkshakes for everybody.
If you would like to try Copita Tequileria y Comida, it's on Bridgeway opposite Anchor Street in Sausalito. The telephone number is 415-331-7400. It's open for lunch and dinner every day with brunch on Sunday. Reservations are recommended, and the average tab for dinner without drinks is around $30. If you missed these places the first time around, we hope you've enjoyed a look back at 3 great spots. Now you have a chance to check them out thanks to Steve Kameroff's pastoral setting with classic dishes at Marche aux Fleurs in Ross, Scott Phillips and his stylish hometown restaurants serving creative rustic dishes at the Peasant The Pear in Danville, and finally, Rafael Loparena's Seaside Eatery, accenting contemporary flavors from Mexico at Copita Tequileria y Comida in Sausalito. We really want to hear about your experiences at any of the restaurants we've been talking about, so find us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. And don't forget that you can watch any of the shows on our website at kqed.org/checkplease. It's where you'll find links to the restaurants and where you'll find my notes and recommendations on all of the wines through the seasons. So join us next time when 3 new guests will recommend their favorite spots right here on Check Please Bay Area. I'm Leslie Sbrocco, and I'll see you then. Cheers, everyone.
Check Please Bay Area is made possible by the members of KQED and by IRG has over 250 natural stone choices and over 10,000 stone slabs in stock today. IRG in Brisbane and Dublin or at marblecompany.com. Oakland International Airport. Now with flights all over the world. iFlyOAK.com. Natural mattress systems from European Sleepworks, working to improve comfort and wellness for over 40 years. European Sleepworks in Berkeley, online at sleepworks.com.
Sutter Health CPMC, 7,000 employees, nurses, and physicians caring for their communities every day. Your city, your hospital. CPMC2020.org. Walmart Global E-commerce, with small, agile work teams, is focused on big data, open source engineering, and e-commerce innovations. Careers at walmartlabs.com. Safe Catch Elite Wild Tuna, great for athletes, kids, and pregnancy. Safe Catch tests each and every fish for mercury. Online at safecatch.com.